Hey, Aquarius. Welcome to Nothing Special Tarot. My name's Angela, and today I'm doing a timeless tarot reading for those who are Aquarius sun, moon, or rising. Timeless means whenever you come across this reading is when it's meant to find you. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. Take what resonates, and if nothing at all resonates with you, then it's just not your reading. And that's perfectly fine. Just come back for the next one and maybe it'll be yours then. You never know with these things. Okay, so with that, let's get started. I think, yeah, we'll keep with this. I've been using this deck today, the Dead Inside deck. It's one of my favorites. Let's clear the air first. All right. What happening for Aquarius, sun, moon, rising? What's happening for Aquarius, sun, moon, rising? All right, social battery, 0%. Drained, antisocial, shut down. That doesn't sound exactly like Aquarius. I mean, we all like our time alone once in a while, but this sounds like it's going beyond that. Okay, social battery, 0%. I could identify with that though, for sure. All right, let's pull out some tarot and see what's happening for you, Aquarius. Oh, sticking with the Buffy deck. No worries if you don't watch the show. You'll still understand the reading. Not a big deal. This is just one of my favorite decks. All right, why is Aquarius running on a drained battery? What's going on with Aquarius? I just heard All By Myself. You know that song, All By Myself? Sometimes Spirit puts music in my head and it's really amusing or it's relevant. Sometimes it's just my wacky brain. But that's not one that usually plays in there, so maybe that's relevant. We'll find out. Okay. Past energy. Okay. Present energy for Aquarius. Future. Okay, so in your past energy, we've got the Ace of Stakes. This is same card as the Ace of Wands, but this is about inspiration. You know, that light bulb moment when you see a cartoon character or meme with the light bulb going off over their head, like a hand reached out of the sky and put this idea into your brain. And it's exciting and something that you want to act on. It's like a new creative endeavor, maybe a business, maybe a book, something that's creative, right? And it looks like you were feeling it pretty hard because we've got the King of Stakes or the King of Wands. This king is an entrepreneur. This king does act on his ideas. He knows instinctually what is a good idea and what is not a good idea. And he's got the fire and the passion in there to enact these desires and materialize them. So whatever this idea was, you were really excited about it. And then it looks like you started to do some research. And I say that because we've got the Page of Pentacles. This page is a newbie. This page is studious, but a newbie. And it looks like maybe you figured out some of the more, we'll say, the fine details weren't matching up the way you thought that they would. And that threw you for a loop. And I say that because in your present energy, we've got the Five of Cups reversed and the Eight of Scythes, or the Eight of Swords reversed. Now, normally I don't read reversed cards. I keep my decks all upright, and with all the shuffling and the cutting, I figure if something ends up reversed, that's just Spirit's way of like trying to really hone my attention in on that thing, right? So the fact that we've got the Five of Cups reversed, Five of Cups it's a card of grief. It's a card of disappointment, and it's emotional disappointment, right? It's about it's almost like crying over spilled milk, and you can literally see all the spilled cups on the floor here. It's the crying over spilled milk card. But the fact that it's reversed says to me that you're pulling out of that. Like, you're aware that you're in that mode and you're pulling out of it. And the same thing for the Eight of Swords reversed. This card usually is also a card about sadness, but it's a mental kind of sadness. These are like anxieties, these are worries, these are all the thoughts that go parading through our brains that we can't seem to let go of in an endless loop, right? And the fact that this is reversed says that you're coming out of that. So well done, Aquarius, because it's not always easy to get out of these energies when you're both emotionally and mentally being drained by like recurring thoughts and looping feelings going around and around and around. So it looks like presently, while you're coming out of that, you've slowed down a little bit. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. This knight is one of the slowest knights in the deck. And if you watch the show and you see that it's Riley, you're going to understand what I mean. No shade to Riley. Poor Riley. He gets all of it. Anyway, Knight of Pentacles. This is a knight that acts on facts and information. And he makes a plan. But it takes him a very long time to get there. So that's okay. There's no rush here, Aquarius. Whatever this really cool idea is that you have, you're slowing down. You're sitting back and saying, okay, is this practical? Am I coming at this from a grounded place? How do I move on? What are my steps, right? Baby steps. It looks like coming up in the future, though, you've got a decision to make because there's a Two of Scythes or Two of Swords card right here. And, you know, keep in mind, if you really look at the card, right, he's holding two scythes. And a lot of people interpret this as looking at the problem as one or the other. These are my choices, one or the other. But there's not always just two choices, Aquarius. Sometimes there is a third choice or, you know, a different way to come at the problem, whatever it is that has tripped you up from implementing this really grand plan. I mean, if you look at the card really closely, in the background there's a mountain, there's an ocean. Like, he's not trapped there holding this. He could put them down and make it to that mountain, and that might be the place he needs to be. Yeah? I think what Spirit is saying here, because the next card is the Six of Chalices or the Six of Cups. Revisit your old self. What would your old self has done? Talk to people that you used to know. Maybe a trusted family member. Just revisit your past. Think about this from the perspective of past Aquarius, right? Not present you, but past you. How would past you have handled this? And then learn a lesson from it. Whatever difficulty has presented itself, I mean, I can see it right here in the Five of Pentacles. This is a card of feeling left out in the cold, no resources, nowhere to go. So how can we pull ourselves out of this energy and out of this energy and make the decision and decide how to proceed is the question. And for that, I'm going to pull an oracle deck. Although I will note, just for fun here, the next card that I had in the deck is the Fool, and the one on the bottom is Strength. So that says to me that you've got a lot of inner strength. You really do. I mean, if you can pull yourself out of 5 of Cups, 8 of Swords energy, that takes some willpower, my friend. That takes some willpower. So let's see what Alice in Wonderland has to say about this. Where is that deck? There it is. All right, this is the Alice in Wonderland Oracle deck. I love this deck. It's so pretty. It's also got some really good key questions on every card that are good and usually pretty relevant. Okay. How does Aquarius move forward now that they are emotionally and mentally ready to move on? A Mad Tea Party, number 16. Let's see what the book says about that. A Mad Tea Party. That sounds like a very Aquarian thing. I say that affectionately, you guys. I used to be married to an Aquarius. Love you guys. A Mad Tea Party. Things are really getting weirder and weirder, and it is all going too fast, leaving you feeling like a stranger in a foreign land. Adapt and muddle through and keep your nerves steady the whole time, for this mess is not meant to last for too long. Just pretend to be attending some entertaining and yet goofy show before eventually moving on to more serious and interesting matters. Key question: are you able to discern when things stop making sense and when it may be time for you to leave the room? I feel like what the card is saying is you might need to put your project on a shelf for just a minute, just for a minute, and really spend some time introspecting. Is that a verb? I don't know. We just made it one. Introspecting about what needs to happen. And I think that time away, even, I'm not talking a long time. I mean, that's up to you, Aquarius. Just a day or so. Because the next card that I had in the tarot deck was the Fool, which is starting from scratch, starting all over again. Is that a possibility? Is that something that you can do? How much have you invested into this project, right? Is it feasible for you to just start over? Are you comfortable with just starting over? Let me see what the angels and ancestors have to say. Maybe they can offer a little bit more insight. I'm running out of room up here. A Mad Tea Party. That's the most Aquarian card I've ever seen. I love it. Mad Tea Party. I think that's good advice for every day sometimes. Sometimes life is just so surreal. I think it's better to pretend we're at a Mad Tea Party. At least for a little bit. Yeah? Okay. Any advice for Aquarius and the project that they have that's happening? Advice for Aquarius. Advice for Aquarius. Advice for Aquarius. Okay. Unleash the wild within. I don't know why I am surprised by this card. I wasn't expecting it. Unleash the wild within. Let's see what the book says. She-wolf. Okay. Let your wild side up and out. Unleash your talents and your desires. She-wolf represents a shamanic archetype, and this illustration is inspired by several cultures. Depicted as half wolf and half woman, she is the alpha female who is not afraid to stand out from the crowd, or in this case, pack. She is wild, unfiltered, and unfettered. She encourages you not to be trapped by the limiting factors of weaker members of the pack or those who are trying to hunt you down because you have gifts they don't like or understand. She represents the energy of the wilderness and the unknown and encourages you to be free and unchained and go beyond boundaries. Release the animal energy within and track down what you need to do to express your true self. Spirit saying in my head, just be an Aquarius. In other words, just be weird. Just be yourself. Be the fool. Be the fool. Treat this like a mad tea party. And the solution will come to you, is what I'm hearing. I hope that was helpful. It was interesting. I'm curious, like, what kind of idea you came up with. So if you don't mind, leave it in the comments. If this was helpful in any way whatsoever, please leave me a like or even a subscribe, or even share the video with someone you think might resonate with it or have something useful to get from it. I'm starting to trip over my words. Too many of these readings and this wants to stop working. It does, my mouth, my brain not working together for much longer. So Aquarius, just go be Aquarius, man. I think that's what Spirit's saying. Throw the mad tea party. Take a minute to recuperate, charge up your battery, and throw the mad tea party. Yeah, okay. So hopefully see you next week. Thank you for being here today. And remember, don't be nice, be kind.